Visit Pokemon Card Market and buy Pokemon cards from base set up to latest evolution set with best prices, secured system and easy handling. Only for European players. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video we'll be looking at deck for the Legacy format, and it's time for the Black Kyurem and the Keldeo. So the Black Ballista, very powerful card with 200 damage attack. So in order to use Black Ballista you need to discard 3 energies attached to this Pokemon. So it also requires 1 Lightning Energy, 2 Water and 1 Colors, which means that with 1 Lightning Energy from your hand and Deluge for 3 you're going to be able to one-hit knock pretty much anything in that Legacy format. So on the other side, weakness on the Dragons, which means that against Rayquaza this is going to be very bad, but for Rayquaza we actually have that Keldeo-EX. But if you want to improve matchup against Rayquaza, you can always stack a couple Eviolites to be able to prevent your opponent from being able to knock out your Keldeo-EX with discarding 3 Lightning Energies from the Rayquaza. That's just my advice. In this version of the deck I didn't take a single Eviolite, but you can keep mine on that. So 2 Black Ballistas and 2 Keldeo-EX with the Rushing for the free retreat, of course, with the Float Stone and Secret Sword for 110 with 3 energies and 170 HP. It's going to be weak against Genesect, but on the other side, for the Genesect we have Black Ballista. So this deck is, I guess, a top deck in a Legacy format because you can pretty much easily third to have as many energies as you can and knock out pretty much anything that your opponent can have. 2 Exeggcutes with the propagation will help us a lot, because with 2 Exeggcutes in discard pile we can just use them for the free Super Energy Retrieval, for free Junk Arm, for free Computer Search, for free Ultra Ball. So what else do we need? I guess nothing. 1 copy of Jirachi for the Stellar Guardians. When you play it from your hand, search your deck for a Pokemon, for a supporter card and put it into your hand. 3/1/3 line of the Blastoise with the Deluge for that energy acceleration, and 1 Suicune with a Safeguard, which can help me to prevent all effects of attack, including damage done to it from my opponent EX Pokemons. Just in case if I can't set up my Blastoise or find energies, I can always buy some time with my Suicune or Suicune, whatever you want to call it, against your opponent EX Pokemons. So from the item cards, 3 copies of Bicycle. You should see how this card is good in this deck. Draw cards till they have 4. Ace-Spec, I decided to go with Computer Search, but also very interesting card for this build can also be as the Ace-Spec, something like Scoop Up Cyclone, because with Scoop Up Cyclone I can just scoop up 1 Pokemon from play with energies into my hand with all cards, or maybe even with damage, with huge damage counters in it. So yeah, definitely Scoop Up Cyclone can also be one good tech for this deck. But for the best consistency, Computer Search is way better. For Junk Arms, of course, why Computer Search is better, because with 2 copies of Exeggcute in my discard pile, I can always use Computer Search for free, and yeah, pretty much get any card that I need for free. For Junk Arms, discard 2 cards from your hand, search your deck for search your discard pile for a trainer card, expect for supporter, of course, and put it in your hand. 1 copy of Pokemon Catcher, of course, needs to have it, same as 1 copy of Super Rod, and as 1 copy of a Tool Scrapper. Those are just tech cards. 3 copies of Rare Candies, of course, to go rapidly from Squirtle into the Blastoise, and 4 copies of Super Energy Retrieval. Discard 2 cards from your hand. They cannot be, I mean, they can be also energy cards, but if you discard energies in this way, you cannot take those energies back from your discard pile. And yeah, when you do that, you can put 4 basic energies from your discard pile back into your hand. 4 copies of Ultra Balls, and then from the tool cards I have 1 copy of Float Stone for that Keldeo Rushing Retreat, and 2 Tropical Beaches, because once during each player's turn that player might draw cards that he or she has 7 in his hand, and then basically the turn will over. So pretty good for turn 1, I guess, if you can set up, but also in a mid-game might be good when you run out of your resources. 7 Draw Supporters and 1 Skyla this build. Well, it makes sense. I go with 2 copies of N, 3 copies of Professor Juniper, and 2 copies of Professor Oak's New Theory, and that's my draw support, and also 1 copy of Skyla, because Skyla can be good. It can search my deck for a trainer card and put it into my hand. Do I need Skyla? Well, to be honest, from maybe 10 or 15 games that I played with this deck, I think that I've maybe played Skyla once. Well, it's just a single card in a 60 card deck, so yeah. you can assume it by yourself. Yeah, 2 tropical beaches, as I mentioned earlier, 1 Float Stone and 12 energies, 9 of them are water energies, and 3 of them are going to be regular lighting energies. Of course, they're all regular and basic energy cards. So I kind of like this deck. It's definitely one of my favorite decks. Probably the top 3 decks in the Legacy format for me are definitely going to be Genesect Virizion, Blastoise, Black Kyurem, Keldeo, and the third one I should probably go to the Turbo Darkrai. Yeah, definitely. Those 3 decks are my favorite decks in the Legacy format. But yeah, I mean, for today's video, I decided to play 2 games, and both games are actually very nice and very good to watch. So I hope you guys are gonna enjoy watching it. So I'll see you in the game. Alright, so I'm gonna start first. So let's take a look at the opening hand. Whew, alright. Oh no, it's the Exeggcute as the opening one. Yeah, I'm gonna let my opponent knocks out my Exeggcute. There is no doubt about that. I'm definitely gonna do that. Of course, I can turn 1 use the Keldeo, and I could even go for my Jirachi, but I feel Keldeo is much better. Time for that Super Rod. I think it is. I think really it is, because I can take 3 cards instead of the one with the Bicycle. It makes a lot of sense. Tropical Beach, kind of like it. Definitely. Oh, I should have that Bicycle for 3 instead of the 2, but never mind. Juniper for 7. That was tiny misplay. Squirtle, Keldeo, and Ultra Ball for 1 Black Ballista. That's fine. And then I can have that Tropical Beach for like 5. There we go. Okay, so I have a Rare Candy and Blastoise for next turn. I have Skyla for any card that I can use, any card that I need. That's gonna be definitely 1 copy of. I have 3 energies in my discard pile, so I can definitely use the advantage of my Superior Energy Retrieval. So Juniper for 7, Lost Removal, Hypnotoxic Laser discarded. Okay, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Oh, there we go. There is Landorus-EX and Verbanks at the gym, so I can say goodbye to my Tropical Beach and 1 X-Ball. So luckily my opponent decides to knock me out, and I really like that. Okay. Ooh, what a nice top deck! A junk card! You've gotta be kidding me. Alright, so first I'm gonna play my Rare Candy here. Second thing I'm gonna play, it's definitely gonna be that junk card. So I can just discard 2 Squirrels from my hand. Ultra Ball. Is it worth to get Ultra Ball, or maybe to take the risk for a Bicycle? That's a good question. That's a very good question, but I'm gonna take that. I'm actually gonna take Ultra Ball. Yeah, it makes more sense. Ultra Ball for Jirachi. And then I can have my Blastoise Deluge with 1 energy attached to my Black Kyurem. And of course, Jirachi will be for that Steel of Gadians, so he can give me the advantage of Professor Juniper. 7 cards for me, so I need to use as many energies as I can this turn, because next turn it's gonna be very painful. If my opponent plays Garbodor, that's just gonna be it. So, Superior Energy Retrieval for 2 Exeggcutes, and right now I can take 3 energies from my discard pile. There we go, energy from my hand, and then 2 copies of a Deluge. And 1 more Deluge. And and it's gonna be one more Deluge, but to my active Keldeo. Anything I can use? For now, I can go with the 2 more propagations for Computer Search into the Bicycle. It makes a lot of sense because I'm looking forward for maybe 1 more energy. Oh, actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Actually, let's do it with the junk arm. I actually just later realized that I did misplay, not taking 2 Exeggcutes instead of just discarding Rare Candy. So yeah, never mind. Bicycle for a 3 and 1 more energy. That's fine. That's the all I was looking for. So I can have right now 3 energies, also my Keldeo, and of course I'm gonna retreat down to the bench and use the Black Ballista for 200. That's gonna be more than enough to knock out my opponent Mewtwo-EX. I'm gonna take the first 2 prize cards here, but the most important thing is that I can also go for 200 next turn. Even if my opponent plays Garbodor, I'm gonna be fine because I have Tool Scrapper in my discard pile. That's very important, but I have Keldeo with 3 energies who can go for 220 against my opponent Landorus-EX, so I think this game is actually over. I think this game, unfortunately for my opponent, is over. Well, there is Computer Search. I see Random Receiver, I see 1 Ultra Ball, I see 1 Fighting Energy, and 1 Bicycle for 2. There is another Mewtwo-EX and a Float Stone. Alright, so Juniper for 7. So all he really needs right now, of course, is Garbodor. Hammerhead for 30, only for 30. Well, he tries to do his best, but looks like that's not gonna happen. Of course, right now I want to use my Rushing. And of course, right now I want to use the advantage of my Super Energy Retrieval for Wartortle and let's say for Professor Zoak's new theory, so I can take 3 energies into my hand and I can use my Deluge and power up my Black Ballista with enough energies for the knockout. Of course, not against his Landorus, but against his Mewtwo next turn, because my Keldeo right now can go for the knockout. But just in case, we never know what can happen, I'm gonna play 2 more propagations. For that Bicycle, because I'm looking forward to power up 1 more Black Ballista, just in case, to be 100% sure that this game actually will go into my favor. So 1 Bicycle for 3. Bicycle is a very nice card, it helps a lot. Deluge, down to Black Kyurem, and 1 Juniper for 7, just because I can, because I'm looking forward for 1 more energy, and I managed to get 1 more energy, but I also managed to get a Tropical Beach. I'm kind of happy with it, so yeah, I don't see how I can actually lose this game anymore. Well, it's gonna be pretty much actually retreat and the Black Ballista for 200. And 2 prize cards for me, so it's a Rare Candy and it's a Ultra Ball. So Trubbish in the front, a Verbank City Gym, a 4 cards down to me, a Juniper from my opponent. Okay, maybe I actually shouldn't do that with the Black Kyurem, because if Garbodor hits the play, I can't anymore use the advantage of the Rush in retreat, so I completely forget that, and I still need 3 energies to be able to retreat. Of course I'm gonna have 3 energies, so it's not a problem, but I also have another Black Kyurem sitting onto my bench, so I guess I'm gonna be fine at the end. I can also junk arm for Super Rod and have 3 more cards, but the most important thing is that I can also use just a junk arm for something like a Tool Scrapper, to just simply scrap that tool from my opponent, Garbodor, and be able basically to rush in and retreat. That's the advantage of Tool Scrapper, and of course of the Legacy format, because in the Legacy we can actually have so many good cards that you can just basically make so broken decks like this one. So another Black Ballista for 200 damage, and that's pretty much it. My opponent Mewtwo is knocked out, and I managed to get a clear victory in this game. Alright guys, so welcome back to the game number 2 for this Black Ballista Keldeo Legacy deck. So I'm gonna start second in this game, and I'm playing against, Victini with the Dragonite. That's gonna be one interesting game to watch. Victini with that Turbo Energize. My turn. Okay, so the top deck was just a Super Rod. Nothing best. Nothing good in my hand, I should say, but interesting. A Black Ballista featuring 2 copies of Exeggcutes in my hand, so I need something like the Ultra Ball, so I can just recycle them back, so I can just discard them and keep recycling with everything that I can use. For example, Superior Energy Retrieval, Ultra Ball, and yeah, that's gonna be good. But there is already one Ultra Ball and Rare Candy in my opponent's hand for that Dragonite, so the first Dragonite will appear on the other side, and this is the Dragonite with the Deepen. So your opponent cannot play. Oh no, there is that. Okay, never mind. I mean, it's fine. So I cannot play item cards in my next turn. It's very broken. Something like a Toad EX. Oh, sorry for that. He also ran that Trubbish. Well, that's unfair. That's really unfair, which means that I simply need to put as many... I need basically to put here as many energies as I can onto my Pokemons, but I still even don't have... Okay, Suicune is gonna be a good one. But as you guys can see, I don't even have a... Let it be Oaks in theory. A Squirtle in play, so hopefully I'm gonna get one. So Oaks in theory for 6, and there is 2 Ultra Balls. I'm discarding my Superiors, unfortunately, for that Squirrel, and I'm gonna use my Rushin, just in some crazy case of maybe possible knockout. I don't want to take the risk. And that's pretty much it. So far, not promising, not good. This is gonna be Ultra Ball, probably for the Garbodor, and there we go. The problem's gonna start actually right now. Okay. So, Juniper for 7. Near perfect hand for my opponent, especially if he retreats and striking for the 70 with his Dragonite. And prevent me from being able to play my tool cards, which means that I cannot use my Rare Candy into Blastoise on my next turn. But at least I can end and hope to find energy cards so I can use my Secret Sport for 110. That's gonna be one definitely powerful amount of the damage done to his Dragonite, and of course he wants to power up his Mewtwo with as many energies as he can. Right now he can go for 60, and with 2 energies in my Keldeo is going to be 120, so still he's going to be short for like 120, 50, 3 more energies. Okay, Junk Arm might be for Ultra Ball. As we can see, Ultra Ball played from my opponent, and just a Deepen. I guess I pronounced it right. Deepen? Probably. Never mind. I'm gonna play my N. since I cannot play item cards anymore, and that's a huge disadvantage for me, but I can at least use my Rushing and strike with my Secret Sword for 110, which means the next turn at least I can knock out his Dragonite, and then I can have my Blastoise ready to knock out his Mewtwo with my Black Ballista, so I'm gonna be in a very good position, as long as he's not gonna be able to get another Dragonite and maybe item lock for a couple more turns, but even worse, put that Garbotoxin into play. So he definitely needs another Float Stone. Okay, oh, this is gonna be very painful. Another double Course Energy, so right now that's 20, 40, 80, 160 damage. Oh my gosh, there's also one Jirachi-EX. Whew, 160, so he's short for 1 energy. Okay, so Jirachi for Professor Juniper. We could go with the Juniper down to like 15 cards. Oh, Pokemon Reversal, but unfortunately Tails, luckily for me. And the Juniper for 7. Pokemon Reversal is the same thing as the Pokemon Catcher, pretty much. And another item lock and 60 damage down goes down to my Keldeo. So I'm thinking about definitely attaching energy down to my Black Kyurem, no doubt about it. And one Secret Sword for the knockout. So at least I managed to max out his Dragonite. I can take 1 prize, which means the next turn I can have my Rare Candy to my Blastoise, and then I can Ultra Ball for another Exeggcute, which I'm definitely gonna do. And then I can use Bicycle, Float Stone, and stuff like that, and hopefully be able to knock out his Mewtwo. But I also need to find one very important card. It's gonna be either way Tool Scrapper or of course Computer Search for Tool Scrapper. So another Dragonite in play. And there is one more level ball for another Dratini. There we go. But no sign of it. Okay. If he actually used Turbo Energize, but he wouldn't do that. Alright, so he just decides to retreat and use the X-Ball. Of course you want to do that. Of course you want to do that, so I'm gonna promote my yeah, Safeguard is not working right now, so it's gonna be Keldeo in front. Safeguard and Propagation are not gonna work right now, so I'm gonna first play my Rare Candy into the Blastoise, Ultra Ball for Exeggcute, and for the Water Energy in my hand, so I can get another Exeggcute. I do have Tool Scrapper. No, I don't want to take that Exeggcute. I actually want to play Bicycle. I need okay, I need Lighting Energy, that's fine. But then I need Bicycle for 2. Well, Rare Candy and Squirtle I don't need, so I can discard it with my Junk Arm for another Bicycle. Right now, Bicycle actually is the MVP in this game. So far, I'm gonna play another Junk Arm for another Bicycle. I mean, I want to keep digging until I manage to get that Tool Scrapper, because it's very important for me to get Tool Scrapper. I can also use the advantage of the Pokemon Catcher. Unfortunately, it's a Tails. And that's gonna be one Juniper for 7, so yeah, simply. And there we go, there is finally Tool Scrapper, so right now I can just relieve, because I can discard both Float Stones that my opponent actually haven't played, and right now I can use the advantage of my Deluge. So right now you see why Bicycle and Junk Arm is very, very important in the Legacy format. No doubt about it, it's the best card you can get. So one Propagation, and it's gonna be for how many energies do I have in my 5 energies? Okay, so can get 4 more water energies. So I'm definitely gonna use those energies onto my Black Kyurem. I need to discard 3 of them, so I just want to keep knocking out my opponent Pokemons with my Black Kyurem, no doubt about it. So I'm going to put one more energy also on the Black Kyurem. It's all in down to that Black Kyurem. So 1 Black Ballista for 200, and I can take 2 prize cards, and discard 3 energies. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I still have 5 energies attached on my Black Ballista. There's gonna be Skyla and Computer Search. Why did I do that? Well, because I don't have another Float Stone. I'm not gonna be able to rush in retreat in case if my opponent managed to put that Garbodor, Garbotoxin, so probably he's gonna be able to do that next turn. And yeah, that's the reason why I actually want to keep my Black Kyurem active. But on the other side, I can still find another junk arm and use the advantage of that Tool Scrapper. It's not going to be easy, but hopefully I can find it. I mean, I have Skyla, so I can definitely take advantage of Skyla. There is End, so I'm going to be down and down to 3 cards. Okay, I get back Skyla, but I also handed Professor Juniper Theory and Bicycle. Silver Bangle. Yeah, he needs to use that Victini Turbo Energize, which means that I'm going to take 2 prize cards here, and that's going to be a huge advantage for me. And all I really need is to somehow power up one more time my Black Kyurem, and the game for my opponent is over. So I need Superior Energy Retrieval and a couple energies. Oh no energies for my opponent. So definitely time for Skyla, just to see what do I have left. Yes, I have 1 more junk arm here. Yes, I do have 1 more junk arm here, guys. So it's gonna be a junk arm for the N and Professor Juniper Theory, and of course it's gonna be for that. Where it is? Well, where it is? There it is. Tool Scrapper. Okay. There we go. I still have that Superior Energy Retrieval left, so I just need to hit it. Computer Search. What the heck? Did I misplay something here? Looks like I did. Looks like I miscalculated something here. Definitely Propagation goes back to my hand in case of the end. Oh, never mind. Black Ballista for 200. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So I need just 1 more energy, and the game is gonna be over. There's Water Energy, and there's Professor Juniper. So okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's only not fine if he ends me again. But yeah, I mean, Professor Juniper Theory. So the game is over. Whew, at the end. I managed to get back in this game. So Ultra Ball for my opponent. What can he get here with the Ultra Ball? I don't know, but yeah, definitely I'm down to 2 cards. I managed to play pretty much all of my resources, and luckily I managed to pull 1 energy from my prize card. Whew, that's nice. I mean, right now with the Black Ballista I can knock out pretty much any Pokemon that he haven't played. So I took 120. Luckily for me that there was actually a Tool Scrapper, because I was able basically to remove that Silver Bangle from his Dragonite, because if I wouldn't, that Dragonite would just knock me back and I would lose the game. But at the end, as you can see, I managed to pull 2, I wouldn't say 2 easy victories, but I managed to pull pretty good victories against my opponents with this deck.